It was a warm and sunny summer day. Tom was happy to leave the city and take the journey from Toronto to Algonquin Park and visit Canoe Lake. He was ready for an adventure, and his plan is to go to the countryside and visit the woods and lake as inspiration for paintings.
Today will be a good day for sketching. The skies are blue with a few clouds. There's only a small gust of wind, so I don't have to worry about my painting boards falling off my easel. I wonder what surprises I will discover today.
Tom enjoys his nature walks. He likes looking at the details of trees. Oftentimes, he brings a sketchbook or birch panels with paints and a small easel for sketching. He also packed his wooden fishing rod.
Let me double check my bag to see if I have everything. Yes, my paints. I have my white, yellow, red, and blue tubes, paintbrush, painting cloth, and palette. Oh yes, my extra pair of socks, just in case my feet get wet. Perfect. I think I am forgetting something. Let me see. Oh yes, that's right. I need my fishing hooks and a bit of extra wire, because if I'm sketching all day, I will be hungry. I will need to take a break and catch some fish for food. I hope the trout will bite today.
Tom made his way through some long grass and weeds. It was that time of year. The cicadas were singing and enjoying the sun. Suddenly, Tom stopped. He heard something. He stopped in front of a big tree. He was looking at the tree branches, searching for something.
There. Listen. Today is my lucky day. Is that a brown thrasher I hear? This bird is so unique because it can make many sounds. I wonder where it gets all the inspiration for the different calls. Is it whistling, singing, or chirping?
After the encounter with the bird, he continued onwards towards the thick forest. He remembered the lake being located inside the forest.
I am going to head towards the water. There is usually interesting dead trees or overturned stumps along the shoreline. Maybe I will find some interesting tree shapes and branches to paint.
Tom walked further into the forest, and the ground was soft. There were small fungi starting to grow on some tree trunks. As he was walking through the forest, he was getting closer and closer to the lake. He had to cross a small stream because he knew a good painting spot on the other side of the stream.
There is no easy way to cross this little stream. I will have to walk through it and change into my spare socks. Good thing I brought them along.
Finally, Tom found a few dead trees along the shoreline. The two trees were almost falling into the water. The one tree was leaning onto the other, creating an X shape. The branches were hanging down like thin, long fingers, touching the water with their fingertips. He found an open space to set up his things with the view of these falling trees and water. Then Tom began to paint.
I want to create depth. I also want the main attention of this painting to be of the trees, so I will paint them dark because they are closer. Then I will paint the background simple. This background forest will be a light blue because the lighter colors will appear further away.
Tom used a big paintbrush and made short brushstrokes with blue paint to make the water. He then squeezed his red and blue tubes of paint onto the palette. He took a smaller paintbrush, mixed the two colors together to make purple, and made tiny thin brush strokes on top of the blue paint for shadows. He mixed his white paint with a little bit of yellow and then made thick, short brush strokes for the sunlight water reflections.
Ah, yes. That's it. I think the water and background forest look good. But I don't think I am done just yet. I like these trees. Their branches are curved and crooked. Haha. They do not know which way is up or down. The perfect tree, for me, are the absurd trees. I like to retrace the lines and copy them into my painting for an interesting composition. There, that's better. I think my painting looks finished.
Tom started to pack his painting supplies back into his bag. It was late afternoon, and he had not eaten all day, so he was very hungry and decided to go fishing. He tied his fishing hook to his fishing rod and patiently waited for a fish to bite. After a while, he felt a tug on his line.
I think I caught a fish. He must be big because he is pulling very hard. It is close now. I see it in the water. It has spots. It must be a trout.
Tom pulled as hard as he could and reeled the fish in. It indeed was a large trout. He gathered a few broken branches and lit a small fire with the matchsticks in his pocket. He cooked and ate the trout.
What a successful day. I am happy how my painting turned out. I cannot wait for it to dry and show my family some of the work I have been doing. There is so much inspiration here in nature. Also, what a delicious fish to end to the day.
It was slowly getting dark, and the black flies and mosquitoes were beginning to swarm Tom.
Ah, these bugs are terrible right now. I better slowly pack my things and head back to the lodge. There are too many of those tiny black flies and mosquitoes right now. I wouldn't be able to properly hold a paintbrush without a fly in my face.
Tom packed his things and started his way back to the lodge. As he was leaving, he listened to the frogs sing